We're in the middle of maybe the biggest eShop sale of the year, and this will be part 3 of our coverage here on the channel. Don't worry if you missed our previous videos, I'll have them linked down below in a pinned comment. As always, I want to thank you for letting me share the deals with you all. Much love, let's dive in. Alright, we'll start with Berserk Boy, which is a new action platformer for one player here on the Switch. It has gorgeous pixelated graphics, and the soundtrack is next level. It controls well here on the console, moving around the levels feels great, as does the combat, and the standout feature for me were definitely the Berserk abilities that you'll get while you play through. The main story should take roughly 3 to 4 hours to wrap up, depending on how many of the secret missions you discover. Right now it's on sale for just $15, marked down to a new low, and the deal ends on the 27th. The download is just under 1.5 gigs. Up next is Blazing Chrome, which is a run-and-gun action platformer with a retro look and feel to it. Now, a full playthrough of the game will take maybe 4 to 5 hours, but there is a good bit of replay value here, and the game offers 2-player local co-op as well. The arcade style of gameplay and incredible soundtrack definitely helped the game stand out versus other games in the genre, and the bosses were a major highlight. It's a tough game for sure. It reminds me a lot of the older Contra games, in fact. However, they do give you a few difficulty settings to help out. Right now it's on sale for just $5.99. The deal ends on the 20th, and you need about 150 megabytes free for the install. Death's Gambit Afterlife is a hardcore action platformer with a download around 1.3 gigs, and it offers more than 20 hours of gameplay. Now it has an amazing story with voice acting, and the combat is a ton of fun, plus you have a huge world to explore, and the game gives you 7 different classes to choose between, so there's plenty of variety as well. On top of all of that, they offer a new game plus mode for even more value. Again, it's a tough game, but right now you can pick it up for just $10.99, an all-time low, and the deal ends again on the 20th. Doom Eternal is back on sale, and by now I'm sure it needs no introduction, but both of the ports are great here on the Switch, with the only major downside for this one being that it requires over 30 gigs for the download, so that means that you'll want to make sure that you have an SD card before you pick it up. Now the action and difficulty were ramped way up with this entry, and it rarely gives you time to breathe. It's just pure demon slaying the way only the Doom guy can do it. It runs great here on the console, and being able to play it on the go is incredible. The online multiplayer returns, although I would say it's a bit of a downward step versus Doom 2016. Still though, there's a bunch of fun to be had either way. Right now it's on sale for just $9.99, matching an all-time low, and the deal ends again on the 20th. Evil Tonight is a retro-themed survival horror game from DYA Games. They always do a great job here on the Switch, and this game follows suit. It plays a lot like classic Resident Evil games, with puzzles and inventory management, and ammo is limited, so you have to use it wisely. There's no map, and they really don't hold your hand all that much, so if you played those older games or something like it in the past, you'll likely get through a little faster than those who are new to the genre. It offers about 5 to 8 hours of gameplay, and the download is under 200 megabytes. Right now it's on sale at an all-time low, marked down to just $11.24, and the deal ends on the 27th. Garlic is a single-player action platformer with a small download at just 235 megabytes. It offers more than 10 hours of gameplay, and they do a good job of mixing things up. In addition to the standard 2D platforming, they have a ton of mini games and changes in perspective. On top of that, the movement feels amazing with tons of mobility and tight controls. The boss battles are a lot of fun as well, and while the game can be pretty difficult, they do give you a ton of checkpoints to help out a bit. Right now it's on sale for just $7.49, it's marked down to half price, and the deal ends on the 20th. Lunark is a single-player sci-fi platformer with an extremely retro aesthetic, and it reminds me a lot of games like Flashback or Another World. If you played older games from the 80s, you'll know what I mean when I say that the movement and controls will take a little getting used to, and you may die once or twice while doing so. You also have a ton of NPCs to interact with, and these conversations will provide a lot of the lore and backstory for those that are willing to listen. Of course, you do have those amazing cutscenes to push you along until you get back into the action. It's a pretty cool game with a unique look, and right now it's on sale for just $9.99, marked down to an all-time low, and the deal ends again on the 20th. The download comes in at just under 200 megabytes. Sea of Solitude is a narrative-driven puzzle-style adventure game here on the Switch. The port features an all-new script with a new cast of voice actors, along with some other major changes from the original game. Now, it is very emotional and does deal with some heavy topics, so be prepared for that going in. The game is only a couple of hours long, and the story follows a young woman named Kay as she takes on some of her own inner demons. It's a beautiful game. It runs pretty well here on the console. Right now you can pick it up at an all-time low, marked down to just $5.99. The deal ends again on the 20th, and the download is a little under 2 gigs. Up next we have Sea of Stars, which is a turn-based JRPG that follows 2 gifted children who have magical abilities. They become Solstice Warriors and then have to face off with the evil Fleshmancer and his minions. The game offers a massive main campaign that should take more than 30 hours to wrap up, and the download comes in around 4.5 gigs. Of course, there are tons of side quests and a wide variety of locations to explore, with unique monsters and bosses to take out. The turn-based combat is all about timing and sort of becomes a mini-game in itself. You either love it or hate it, to be honest, but for fans of the genre, you can pick it up at an all-time low, marked down to just $26.24, with the deal ending on the 20th. Signalis is a retro-inspired survival horror game here on the console. It has a download around 3.5 gigs and tells an incredible story. It's a game you'll think about for a while, long after you finished it. Now, the opening chapter does a good job of holding your hand and kind of getting you started, teaching you the mechanics, but then it's up to you from there. Again, if you played older survival horror games, you know that ammo is limited, as is your inventory space, so you have to manage both with care. The main story should last roughly 10 to 12 hours, and for fans of the genre or those that are curious to jump in, this is one of the better indie games that I've played in a long time. Right now it's on sale at an all-time low, just $13.99, and the deal ends again on the 20th. Alright everyone, here are a few other great deals to check out while you're already on the eShop.
If anyone can rise to this challenge, my friend, it is you.
Upgrade your poker hands, allowing you to create powerful card synergies. Every run requires a new strategy. Harness these jokers.
This is insanely cool!
She's already trouble enough life. That's why she can take it away so easily.
an ancient kingdom. Master ferocious combat. Confront.
The digging. Fireball!
Embark on a new kind of adventure. I was chain-killing monsters, exterminating the world.
Alright my friends, that wraps up another video. Thank you as always for hanging out, you're legendary. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like below and let me know what games you might pick up. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one.
Super Retro Force.